Want to spend less time waiting in government lines? Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say we absolutely all do. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a huge universal pain point, dealing with local bureaucracy, and we're going to transform it into your ultimate advantage. If you live, drive, or own a house in Broward County, Florida, the way you interact with your local government is actually undergoing a really massive modern shift right now. So consider this explainer your essential ultimate guide to navigating these modernized local services. We're going to help you keep more money in your pocket and, most importantly, reclaim your valuable time.
Welcome, everyone. I am so thrilled to take you through our Broward County Survival Guide today. We're focusing on 3 things that literally affect all of us: your time, your money, and your safety. Understanding exactly how these civic systems work is what allows you to make the machinery work for you rather than the other way around. We structured this deep dive to give you real, actionable takeaways that you can use right away.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First up, faster vehicle and license services. Second, property taxes and exemptions. Third, we'll look at business taxes and community returns. And fourth, avoiding scams and jury penalties. Whether you just want to get out of the DMV faster or make sure you aren't getting scammed, we've got you covered. Section 1. Faster vehicle and license services. Let's talk about getting your time back.
So the old way of dealing with state-run driver license services, that is being completely overhauled. In the summer of 2026, the Broward County Tax Collector's Office, which is under the leadership of Abby Ajay, is officially taking over local driver license services. We're talking about a massive shift here. 600,000 annual driver license transactions moving from the state of Florida directly to the local tax collector. This transition is actively being designed from the ground up to overhaul the customer experience, bring in better tech, and drastically reduce those notorious waiting room times.
And the best part? They aren't even waiting until 2026 to start fixing things. The county recently partnered with the Flow Mobile program, which actually allowed local teachers to get their driver licenses updated in as little as 10 minutes right at a community event. 10 minutes! That's basically the time it takes to grab a coffee. Plus, they've already rolled out 10 brand new self-service vehicle registration kiosks across the county. Now, please keep this next point in mind, because it is absolutely crucial. Florida highway safety and motor vehicles appointments are 100% free. It is completely illegal under new local and state laws to sell driver license appointments. No way should you ever pay a third party just to get your foot in the door.
If you happen to need to renew your vehicle, boat, or mobile home registration, here is your fastest route right now. The tax collector has launched a brand new express lane, and it's super easy. Step 1, just renew your registration online at browardtax.org. Step 2, select that new express lane option. Step 3, you just pick up your physical documents the very next business day at the plantation office location. And that is the whole shebang. You completely bypass the traditional waiting room and avoid the stress of unpredictability with mail delays.
Moving right along to Section 2, property taxes and exemptions. Let's switch gears from saving time to saving your hard-earned money.
Okay, so the absolute most crucial point for homebuyers to understand is the assessed value reset. Honestly, this is probably the most common and definitely the most expensive mistake new homebuyers make. When you buy real estate, do not, I repeat, do not, assume your property taxes will just match what the current owner is paying. Under Florida law, the second a property changes ownership, the assessed value automatically resets to full market value. Because of the way exemptions protect long-term owners from tax spikes over time, this sudden reset almost always results in significantly higher property taxes for the brand new buyer. The property appraiser, Marty Kiar, strongly urges all prospective buyers to use the online tax estimator tool before closing. You really need to know exactly what you're getting into.
Now take a look at the timeline for the 2026 homestead exemption. This exemption is a huge deal. It can save permanent Florida residents thousands of dollars every single year. But the clock is ticking. The timely filing window runs from March 4, 2025 to March 2, 2026. If you happen to miss that, you do have a grace period to late file. But you need to mark your calendar right now for September 18, 2026. That is the absolute hard line in the sand. Under Florida state law, 0 late filings are accepted after September 18th, and that's regardless of any good cause excuse you might have. Seriously, do not leave this to the last minute.
All right, Section 3, business taxes and community returns. Let's talk business deadlines and some surprisingly good news for the community.
First, the deadlines. Every single business operating in Broward County, and yes, that even includes a home-based sole proprietorship, must have a business tax receipt, or BTR. Renewals open up on July 1st, and your current receipt is going to expire on September 30th. If you wake up on October 1st and you haven't renewed, an automatic 10% penalty fee is slapped right onto your account. And it doesn't stop there. That penalty goes up every single month, hitting up to 25% plus a flat tax collector fee. And a quick warning to anyone trying to operate without one entirely, the county can and will assess back taxes for up to 3 previous years, plus the current year. And yep, all of that gets loaded with those 25% late penalties.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that staggering number right there, $17 million. So what exactly is this? This is the amount of unspent funds from the 2024 to 2025 budget year that the Broward Tax Collector's Office proudly returned to the county and other taxing authorities. Since the office operates on a fee-based model, Florida statute actually requires them to return any excess funds. But through disciplined budgeting and sheer operational efficiency, they didn't just find ways to spend the money just because they had it sitting there, they gave it back.
And here is exactly why that $17 million matters directly to you. That money doesn't just disappear into some vague government vault. Those returned funds are reinvested right back into critical community priorities that affect your everyday life. We're talking about bolstering public safety, funding education in local schools, supporting affordable housing initiatives, and maintaining essential local government services. To put it simply, this perfectly illustrates how an efficient, well-run local government office directly benefits its citizens. They're keeping the tax burden as low as possible while actually improving the services you rely on.
And finally, Section 4, Avoiding Scams and Jury Penalties. Let's pivot to protecting your safety and your legal standing.
Right now, there is a really aggressive scam targeting South Florida residents. Scammers are actually posing as law enforcement or even circuit court judges. They're calling, texting, and emailing people claiming you missed jury duty and demanding immediate payment to avoid being arrested. Let me be perfectly clear, this is 100% a scam. A real official jury summons is delivered exclusively by U.S. mail. The clerk of courts, Brenda Foreman, and local judges are literally never going to initially contact you by phone, email, or text to demand money. If you get a call like this, just hang up immediately.
However, while those phone calls are completely fake, the penalties for ignoring a real summons in the mail are now very, very real. Starting June 1, 2026, the 17th Judicial Circuit in Broward County is actively enforcing penalties for individuals who fail to appear for a legitimate mailed jury duty summons. Historically, this wasn't strictly enforced, but that era is officially over. If you just ignore your summons, you can now receive an order to show cause. That means a potential $100 fine, a mandatory appearance before a judge, or you could even be held in contempt of court. Bottom line, do not ignore your official mail.
To close out our safety section, I highly want to recommend an amazing, proactive tool for homeowners. It's called Owner Alert. This is a completely free service offered by the Broward County Property Appraiser's Office. Once you subscribe to it, the app will instantly notify you if any document is received by their office attempting to change the ownership or deed of your property. Title fraud is this growing nightmare across the country where scammers literally try to steal your house on paper. Owner Alert basically acts as your digital guard dog. It helps you catch and prevent property fraud before the ink is even dry.
So that brings us to a final question for you to ponder today. Have you checked your exemption status, updated your vehicle registration, or secured your property with Owner Alert yet? We have covered a massive amount of ground in this explainer, from skipping DMV lines with the express lane to hitting those hard deadlines for business and property taxes, all the way to protecting yourself from aggressive local scams. Local government is actively modernizing, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to take advantage of these tools. Don't leave your time, your money, or your safety on the table. Take action today and make this system work for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and stay informed out there.